backside of the wing.
Yeah, the wings are not high enough for that.
Yeah, I was hoping that there'd be some bike option, but it doesn't sound like it.
We'll add a trailer to it next year, and then we have enough bike space.
Yeah. And are you taking notes on this stuff, Ethan? Is that?
Yep. Yeah, for sure. Oh, am I clicking too hard there?
No. I just want to make sure that.
Yeah, no, we're getting it all down.
Okay, cool. Oh, you say you got a team over there?
Where?
You said we. Is that you
Oh,
got?
I'm getting it all down.
Okay. It's like, yeah. Okay, so fire lane. Now, so yeah, this is another challenge. It's making for the kitchen and the fire lane. Well, if we do water as just 5-gallon jugs, which I think we could do, and like just make getting water every day a chore, that happens, you know. That would be.
Keep in mind that like driving the art car on the city streets is going to be really difficult. Like we're 24 feet wide and the city streets are 30 feet. So getting to the city with that thing is like I would rather do one big run every other day or something like that than doing that every day.
Yeah, that's fair. Well,
I mean, one of those pull carts could be used. I mean, it's not impossible.
Pull cart?
Yeah, you know, like a big cart, and you could just fill it with water jugs.
A big cart, like that you'd pull with bicycles,
or by hand. Either way, I mean, if it's got wheels on it, it'll be easy to move.
Yeah, but I mean, we're talking 30 people with, if we say 2 gallons a day, so it's like a barrel a day, basically. I mean, I think just getting 2 or 3 barrels and doing it every other day will be probably easier. My hope, like, I still haven't secured the handicap pass for my U-Haul, but the hope is that my U-Haul should be able to do this.
Yeah,
it's not a problem, but I want to make sure we plan for a contingency. You know.
I mean, if you have a way to get a big barrel off the wing, then we're kind of fine, right? That's the only good.
We can always load the barrel. Like we can have extra barrels, and then we load the barrel on the wing, and then pump it out into another container.
Oh yeah, that we can totally do with the art car. It just means we have to like swap kitchen and shade structure, right? Or swap the shade structure and the kennel or something like that.
Yeah, or I mean, we can move the fire lane here, and we can store the fuel kind of over on this side. I mean, the kennel is 40 by 40 right now, which is way more than it needs to be, as far as I can tell.
Yeah, that gives me a little bit of illegal space. It's like, I'd say it's like 10 feet in the one direction and it's like 13 feet in the other. That should be good enough to turn the car.
So, like, if we put the kennel closer here, and do you remember how wide cars are, Bowen? I know we did that last year. Like what?
Average width is like 6 to 6.5, but like, I think you need to measure it around 8 because like if a trailer is 8, then you'll have enough room to park a truck in there.
Yeah, the outside dimensions of my trailer is 8 feet, and it's not the widest trailer you could get.
Well, let's just say 10 feet for parking.
Yeah, 10 foot 10 inches is like a box van.
A box fan is 10 feet 10 inches.
Oh wait, that's height. Sorry, the width is 6'5". So like 8 to 10 feet would give plenty of room for swinging doors, I think.
Well, let's just do like cars like there. Do cars all up and down this side. And then if we have the fire lane over on this side. by the shade structure.
Would you want to put the fire? Let's put the fire lane close to the Shiba kennel. This way we get more maneuverability when pulling in and out. You know
So,
what I
yeah,
mean?
we can put the fire lane. We can move the bikes in the lounge to the other side.
How do I get edit to this so I can help you out?
Yes, please. You should, if you have a Figma account, you should just be able to edit.
Let me reload. It's not letting me.
Have you ever used Figma before?
So I just signed up.
What does Google use for this shit?
I don't draw out that many camps at work. No, I got smart stuff. I can't move shit around. Let me see. I'm on view only for some reason.
Well, let me make sure. Can
Yeah.
anyone? It says,
Yeah.
oh, there we go.
Under the sharing settings, it says I'm view only. If you change that, probably it's fine.
Okay. Let's see. Does that work? If you refresh. Back here. I'll just,
there is a.
I didn't realize no one could edit. I was wondering why you guys are being so fucking lazy.
There are a lot of fuel storage guidelines, by the way. I should probably drop this in the chat thing here. I'm trying to read through all of them. It's a lot crazier than I thought it was.
If I remember correctly, it's like you can't be within 25 feet of it where anyone is sleeping.
That one I don't see, but there has to be a safety radius of 100 feet between fuel storage areas in neighboring camps.
Oh shoot! Yeah, that's
which is kind of crazy.
Wait, like someone else's fuel tank to our fuel tank?
Yeah. Well, so they have both large scale storage and small scale storage, like in the same spot, and I think you're only doing 5-gallon containers, right?
I think we're doing 5-gallon containers, and I think right now we have 4. We might get like 5 or 6, so we're not going to be crazy in the amount that we're going to store. This is just
okay. So that's
system,
like 25 to 30 gallons. So that's not even. That's well under the limit. But it doesn't. It said that there needs to be, if you don't have a camp bigger than 150 by 150, which we don't because ours is 2,000 square feet, right? We don't need a fire lane. However, if you're storing fuel, I think you do, which is the thing that I'm trying to find right now.
Yeah, I mean, the annoying thing about a fire lane is that people think that it's, oh, what's in here? And walk in. And that's really annoying.
Okay, here's the other half of it too. All right, I'll be back in just a second.
I don't know how you guys feel about this frontage, just lounge, bikes, Shiba kennel, fire lane if need be, and then the shade structure.
I have no orientation here on what's north or I or 45. I just made the tags.
Yeah, this is going to be another challenge, is that we don't actually know what side of the street we're on.
Mhm.
It seems like we're on G. So that means that we just have to plan for the wind coming at either direction, because what really matters is our frontage. And so it's really annoying, actually, that we can't just know where shit goes, like where the wind is coming from, because this whole thing might have to shift. Like we might have to just invert it if we're on the other side of the street. So, which is annoying, but it is what it is.
By the way, Griff, how long are you guys staying for strike down?
Until it's clean. Probably Wednesday.
Probably Wednesday. Okay.
I hope that we can get out by Wednesday. You are free to leave whenever you need to leave. Like,
Yeah. So we were like starting to do logistics for like building the car, like putting the car together, and we can probably do that in 2 days. Oh, by the way, the work access passes I got for the car, the 10 ones there for Thursday.
they're
And
all for Thursday.
They're all for Thursday.
That sucks.
Right now we're gonna be 7 people, and with 7 people, we should be able to get the car. Like if we start Friday morning, we should be able to get it running by Saturday night.
Well, I definitely would beg to have those other 3 work access passes.
Yeah, I might need 1 more of these, depending if like we have 1 more extra seat in the convoy, which would be really nice to have 1 more extra hands to get the car together. And it also means we might have 1 or 2 people then extra that can help out with building the camp if we have to.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, but I'm going to provide a lot of people to build. When you get there, the camp should mostly be built. So, the shade structure will be up for sure. We'll probably leave the lounge to get up later, but the shade in the kitchen will be up, and you guys will just be able to start camping.
So where would you put the fuel?
Well, this depends on the fire lane. Like if we need the fire lane, yeah, I mean, Bowen's looking up these details on fuel, right? Bowen?
So we have a large like gap here. Let's say that's not including the shade and the Shiba kind of. What are we thinking of putting in? Like, are there anything other necessary things we have to have for the camp?
So we need a shower, which I was hoping to be over here by the kitchen.
Yeah.
And just so that we have all the water in one place.
Yeah.
If we leave this entire area open behind the Shiva Canal, right, in the camp, we could push the art car all the way back, and then water unloading becomes pretty easy.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I really, if we have to use the art car, I wouldn't expect to be able to bring it into camp, and we'll have to have some kind of like put it in 5, empty the water in 5-gallon things and move it over where we need to move it, kind of a.
Okay.
There are going to be a bunch of hexyurts and RVs and cars in your guys' camp. That's what I'm expecting. RVs don't go well in Decentral, so we're going to move them to you guys. Most of the RV people. I don't know who that is exactly, but so we'll need a plan for RVs. We need a plan for more cars. We need the. I'm trying to think. Is there anything else? The fuel needs like a lot of extra space around it. Bullshit.
Yeah, I'm bringing 2 kiddie pools and like a warning sign for it. The only thing I don't have packaged is like some shade for it, or we could just tarp it up. That's fine too.
I have extra shade. We have extra shade.
I'm back, and I also wanted to say that I can actually just write placement and ask them, because of our specific situation and the way that they have us set up, how like if we need to have an extra fire lane, or they're building that into the layout because and all of the safety distances and everything are in those 2 documents I just put in the chat. So like all we need to find out about is the fire lane, and I think we'll be fine. It just needs to be some type of containment that can hold the largest 110% of the largest thing in there. So the kiddie pool should be fine.
Yeah. And I got backup for the kiddie pool. I packed 2 with our generators.
9 by 14. What was 9 by 14?
That's probably the fuel. That's the last.
Well, fuel should be 20 by 10. Because I'm happy to put a carport.
So the fuel needs a 20 by 10 field or something, or what was that?
No, it's just shade, and
Okay.
we'll put up a carport.
Okay.
But we don't have the requirements for.
Gotcha.
So all the shit that I put up there, north of it, like the shade, the trailer, the solar, the trailer has all the tools for the art car. The solar stuff is the same panels I had last year. I don't have an exact measurement on them right now. That square is definitely too big. And the shade structure is the extra one I could bring that I would just stay out there next to the trailer.
Yeah, and then it's like I don't know how many RVs, and I don't know how many. Maybe I'll just put text here.
So we'll be coming in with 3 cars for the art car to support. And I would mark them as like probably 12 feet or 13, 14 feet by 8 feet.
14 feet by 8 feet for the car.
Yeah. Let me add a few cars.
Yeah, I mean we're gonna have a bunch of cars.
But let me look up the dimensions of my car just to be safe. So my car is 16.2 long, width 6.5. So if you add like 16 feet on average for cars, we're kind of good. If you make it 18, it's definitely going to work out. Let's make it 18 for now. We can probably cram it in a little more if we have to.
Yeah, and make a few of those. We're gonna have more cars than just those, you know. And
Yeah, I'm just starting off.
And then
To Griff, would you mention that the RVs aren't going to fit well at the Central? Is that we're moving the people with RVs over to Doge Central, or are we just going to park there?
No, the people with RVs. I mean, the people will be sleeping in their RVs. So we might have like PS Dev, like basically anyone who wants their RV to have power to it. Needs to be in Doge Central.
Gotcha.
If they can do their RV without a generator, like PS Dev has an RV without a generator, and I think like a few other people have like my U-Haul, for instance. I won't be sleeping in it this year, I hope. But if
how do you group 2 things together here so they can only be moved together? Like I'll do this.
You hold shift and then click them both, and then right click and group.
So are we parking your U-Haul at Doge or Decentral?
Decentral.
Gotcha.
But it doesn't need power. It doesn't need generators, fuel, or power, or electricity.
And it acts as a sort of a natural guard against people walking into the camp in that section, right?
Well, I'm hoping that it can be brought out on Playa just like last year.
Yeah, of course.
If Rafa's partner has rheumatoid arthritis, and so she's getting a handicap sticker, So, you know,
Do you need another leg broken?
I hope not. You know, I'll do what I gotta do.
I know, right?
It's really nice to have a handicap sticker.
Yeah.
Let's see. So RVs and hexayurts are the other ones.
Those are all going under the shade, though, right?
Hexayurts, no.
That's true.
Hexayurts don't need shade. But shift pods can go under the shade. And you know, the RVs and hexayurts, the dream is that they're somewhat near the shade structure. So like, and obviously if you're camping underneath your trailer, Kirka, then you would want to be over there too.
Yeah, so if I'm bringing my own shade structure out, which I can totally do, then I could just be right next to that trailer.
Yeah, and if that's how you want your setup, you know, you're king of the show here. So however you want it set up.
Yeah, let's just see how the layout comes out, and I can scrounge out a little bit. That those are my maximum dimensions that I put in there. This would also like include a little bit of a workspace that we would have for the car if we needed to. I don't know if I think I mentioned this in the past, but let's make sure we have in that Shiba kennel that we actually have tarps down just in case.
Yeah, I mean that's not a layout issue, but it's good to be noted. Bowen, will you remember that?
Will I remember what as I'm typing to placement? What was it?
Tarps underneath the Shiba kennel. I have a 50 by 50 tarp I don't need anymore because it was.
Yeah. Let's put that down. I'm also going to look into like some absorbent mats. Let's say we refuel and something happens. That we're just making sure nothing actually hits playa.
Yeah.
You know, worst case scenario, we just have to dig. I have to dig every year. You know, it's nice not to have to take 100 pounds of playa out with me, but like, it's not that. Yeah.
How many cars are we thinking?
I think another row of cars would be prudent.
I mean, they're parked in there, all right. They're not going to be really accessible to the burn.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, as long as they're accessible to people. I mean, I guess we could put it on the backside too of our camp.
Yeah, we can move them out a little bit more.
You know, honestly, this fuel, we might have to go. Like we might obviously rearrange everything depending on what placement says.
Yeah, my only concern is if once we know directions, the solar stuff has to kind of be in the middle of the sun. There can't be anything too high next to it.
Yeah, that's easy enough. I know there are rules. I'm pretty sure that the rule is your fuel has to be 25 feet away from where anyone is sleeping.
Which this layout would give us.
Yeah. So we just need to have the fire lane kind of like
on the other side of the kennel.
Yeah. Well, or no, because the lounge. I mean, you want that extra space, so we can just kind of do that kind of a thing.
What if I choose to sleep in the shade structure of the art car?
That would be a problem. Don't tell anyone about it.
Oh yeah, like I built this elaborate extra system for so we can have extra fuel on the car. And today, a friend of mine that works for the DMV told me, yeah, don't have that hooked on when you go through inspection. Just don't.
What is it?
So we have this. I've sent a video, I think, like a week ago or something, of the system that's going to be attached to the back of the car that has like 2 generators and a shared fuel tank. And he was like, "Don't go to the DMV inspection with that extra fuel tank on there."
Really?
Yeah, they don't want that kind of shit. So we'll just go through inspection without it. Or maybe I shouldn't say that when we're being recorded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the idea was there's no safe way to convey that it's safe. Like the whole system is safe. We do test that it'll be pressurized if we looked at everything. But it seems to be a pain in the ass with extra fuel tanks. You can't back up that. But otherwise, we don't have enough runtime.
And just while I have you here, what are your plans for, like, what's your dream for, like, structuring the schedule? Like, are you going for daytime?
Yeah, like we're gonna go for everything. Let's hope we also get daytime, and then it's kind of just bottlenecked on how many reliable people will have to drive it. I mean, at the end of the day, if something happens, I'm liable for the damn thing. So it's got to be people that are pretty good about it. And you always need at least 4 people with you to operate it because you have basically no vision out of the damn thing.
Only 4. I mean, I would expect more, right? 2 flaggers, a driver, or you 5?
Well, you're fine with 2 spotters, a driver, and 1 person extra on the car to make sure there's not too many people up top.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's easy. That's very low. And then what would you think about going out there? Are you going to go out there for 5 hours at a time, come back? Like...
So we have fuel for 14 and a half hours at full blast. So I did a test run on the generators, like putting 90% of load onto them for 15 hours, and then we ran out of fuel. So fuel is the limiting factor. 15 hours is the longest we can stay out.
15 hours is a long time. I mean, what about, like, you got to remember people need to eat and shit. I mean...
Oh, yeah. But my idea is, I talked this through with Bone a little bit and a few other friends, that will have different DJs playing at different times, which means once you drive the car, you drive it to a space, you set it down, it has a bunch of extra weight to come down, and then you don't have to do much more than just policing how many people are on the vehicle. That's all really you have to do. That means like the driver can actually walk off for an hour and it's fine.
And then come back.
Yeah.
And so would you imagine shifts being like 4 hours long?
Yeah, I would probably make them 5 hours long to get us through the night. So we leave when like nightfall is there because we look really cool when it's dark.
Yeah.
And then basically swap shifts like somewhere around like 12 o'clock, 1 in the morning. So we can run till like dawn, then park the car and get some sleep.
Okay, so you bring the car back to camp, right?
Yeah.
And then
Probably. Like I think after the night you need to refuel. Like you can go back out if you want to be participating in bait, which we might want to do.
Yeah.
Like the our car transport system, but it might be too much of a pain in the ass because we might just be too big for it.
Okay. Okay, cool. We're just checking on that. I don't see a whole lot of other requirements. Sturkey, do you think, are we missing anything that you can think of?
I gotta run, my bus is coming in a few minutes.
See you. Okay.
Bye.
Take care.
I think this works well. The T in the center will like do well for whichever way it needs to be oriented. Like once you figure out where the main area is, you can flip it or mirror it however you need.
We also we need a generator.
Yeah, and that would probably just go back with the solar and stuff too. You don't want it too close to the fuel, but
Yeah.
But you also don't want it up against the edge because then the noise could carry into another camp. So we might want to have some type of a noise block as far as that goes.
Yeah, we should. We got to figure out what our generator solution is. And I guess
put cars around it, that would muffle some of the noise.
Yeah, that is very true. That helps a lot. I mean, well, it also depends on the size of it and like what the configuration is, because if it's like a whisper watt or something that's on wheels, those things are pretty quiet as it is. But if it's going to be one of those ones that's a bare engine, that's going to need to have some stuff around it for sure.
Well, if we just put it right here.
The other thing is that we want the biggest power drains are going to be in the kitchen and under the shade. So like having it close to, not having to have extension wires go all the way over there has value.
That's like one simple cable though. Like you'd even do like 3-phase that way, and then you can kind of balance everything, or 2 phases that way, one for the kennel.
Or you could put it right next to the solar too, towards the.
The other thing we can do is we can use we have these carports. We could use a carport and just line it with like insulation, and it can be our little generator room. And if we make a grow house for our generator, I mean,
what was that talk about the actual solar truck with the generator in it?
Yeah, this is the thing. We need to talk to Rye. I mean, well, so we need to actually determine our power usage, and then he's gonna decide what the best strategy.
Okay.
And I can't know until I get this Hexier shift pod sheet out, and we get a better understanding of how many ACs people will want.
That rectangle that you have up now, Griff, if we make it like 2 carports side by side, and then have the generator in there, and then have the other carport be like your general kind of build storage, because when you like show up and we just kind of have everything scattered everywhere. Like if we kind of kept it in its own carport, that would keep dust off of it. We could have it semi-organized, and just becomes like the place for all the tools to charge, and just your kind of like central work site.
Yeah, that sounds good. So it's like, I mean, also 10 by 20 is a lot of space. I mean, could we have that and a generator in there?
Yeah, I mean, it's possible. Like the generator needs to be under shade, but it needs to have some pretty good airflow through it too. So you could put like
A fan.
the second one is just the top cover, and then it's 2 carports side by side. One is just the roof, and the other one is like has walls on it. Because you want something to insulate sound from the generator in the speaker or the shade structure, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So if we put that towards the outside, and then the other one in the like the other one in line with the kitchen and the shower, then like the tool corral becomes like an insulating structure from the shade area. I mean,
you're
let me try and draw it out here.
Yeah, draw it out. The other thing we need is a trash corral.
Whoa.
Which I think we would want over here. Got orange.
Are we worried about the sound of the generator interfering with sleep if it's too close to the camping shade too? That's the problem with the kitchen being right next to the camping and everything, is because then the power needs to be close to it. Actually, it really doesn't need to be that close to it. We just need to have a long enough cable, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's always better to have it nearby, Like, all of a sudden it doesn't work. You just walk to the generator. You need to plug something in or charge something. I think that I'd rather try to insulate the noise than, put the power really far away and buy more expensive cords, Like,
well, your cords are not going to be expensive. They can just use any regular long extension as long as you don't coil it up. You're fine.
Well,
Like if you have it in a coil, that's where you actually get bad load.
I mean, we're gonna have 2 refrigerators and an AC in the kitchen, and then we're gonna have a bunch of ACs in the shade. We're gonna be talking somewhere around 40 amps, I would imagine. So, I mean, yeah, we could do that with, you know, a bunch of 12 gauge wire, or we could do it with one big fat one, and then separate it out. Like, in the end, we have to talk to Traverse. These aren't our calls to make.
Right.
So we'll.
Is he going to bring solar out? Is that still the plan?
It depends on how much, how many ACs we end up with. I'm hoping. Oh, that's another one. I'm hoping that we don't end up with much. What I'm saying is that one AC unit, when you add in the electricity and renting the unit and everything, ends up being $600. And if we do just one giant evaporative cooler and we use ducting, then it's 120 per person, which is much more reasonable on everything. And then we might be able to pull off solar. However, I'm still skeptical about him bringing out solar. You know, it's a little bit of a. It's like, you know, it's kind of, I don't know. I know you guys probably. What do you guys think about solar?
It's just I did it last year. Like it's just fucking expensive. Like generators are just 10x cheaper, right? They're noisy but much cheaper.
Yeah, exactly. And you can rent it. You can rent it to it, but it's like, well, owning a generator might be better, you know.
I mean, 5 years from now, when batteries are cheap enough, I think Burning Man will slowly go over to solar, but it's not there yet.
Well, his solar truck has 2 kilowatts of solar on it plus 10 kilowatts of generator.
Yeah, but we have to rent it.
We'd have to rent it from him. Is that what you're talking about? Okay.
Yeah. Well, it's not. I don't know if it's his or if it's his company's. Right.
Oh, okay. I understand what you're saying now.
And he's actually rented it to Chakralicious and what was the other one? There's another cool Heart Tribe, and has deployed it, and those camps are like 200 people, you know. So we definitely could do it, but it might be it's just like, why not just get a generator? I mean, that's just the way. That's the right way to do these things, unfortunately.
So that's kind of what I was thinking for the generator, and then like that could be a carport with no sides on it or one side open, and then the build stations just where we dump a lot of stuff for building.
Also, if you're going to have a big enough generator that it's going to have to come and be filled by somebody, there's also extra considerations there that it needs to be within. You need to be within 20 feet. Is it 20 feet or I think it's 20 feet. I just read it.
We won't need to be filled. We will be able to use the fuel that we get. I mean, that's the nice thing about having an art car. We can actually go and fuel up and fill up some extra gas tanks. So it's like
Going to Hell's Kitchen, yeah.
Yeah. Whereas, I mean, we could do that last year because we had the handicap vehicle, but normally that's not really possible.
Okay.
Can anyone draw a hexagram? That's out of my Figma talent. I think we need. Oh, look at that, triangles. I think we need like. I think we should just plan on like 4 or 5 hexagrams. That's abundance. I don't think we'll have that much, but.
I can sketch those up later.
Cool. I mean, I'm hoping that they can fit in this fire lane area.
Okay.
And then, I don't know.
That's going to be an issue because it'll be too close to the fuel, I think, right?
Well, that extra fire lane area should be far enough from the fuel.
Okay. Okay, I'll sketch that in.
if I remember right, it's 25 feet. So that's only one carport length away, or a little extra. So it's like, it's totally doable. And we have all this extra space, so that's nice.
Sure needs to be.
Oh, Sturkey, you are so smart. Look at you. That's a genius.
Kirka, what kind of welders are you using?
We're using a flux core welder.
Okay, so it doesn't require any gas or anything.
No gas.
Okay, cool.
But we need like a fire blanket or something. We haven't gotten that yet, just to make sure it doesn't spatter all over the place at Burning Man.
Okay.
I mean, we have an abundance of space. It's really nice. I'm trying to think of some extra like issue.
Yeah, and I also, as soon as I get the information back from placement, I will copy you guys on it, so we know about the fire lane, like if it's a necessity or not, because there may be a fire lane around the outside of our camp already.
Hey, you can ask, you know, if they happen to know which side of the street we're on.
Right. That's. I'm trying to pull as much info out of them in this one email as I can.
I mean, they'll probably not tell us, but you know, that would be really magical if they did.
Yeah, because right now the locations are only approximate. I think they reserve the right to juggle people around.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, you know, if you just give us a heads up on probabilities, I mean, like, obviously, it's a different. See, so it's still going. Oh, we'll need more bike racks inside of our camp.
Right.
And is there anything else, Kirka? Like, are you bringing another trailer, or just that one trailer? Oh, you're muted.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure right now if we'll fit in one trailer. I'm hoping so, because otherwise we have a problem with the vehicle that can tow more weight. But I don't know right now. I'm doing logistics in a week or two, so then I'll actually know.
Cool. Well, you know, if the only other thing we need is just a little spot for our evap cooler. Which I would imagine we'd kind of put near the maybe we'll reduce the fire lane to there, and we can put the evap cooler in this right here. That way, are you bringing an AC for your Kirka?
Oh yeah, but I'm gonna be self-powering again. I'll just use my own solar and battery here.
Yeah, that's fine. But we will have this like evaporative cooler that you could, if you wanted, you could just take a tube.
No, I've already built the system and it's working really well. Like it's just consuming like 350 watts because I tweaked the AC and it's actually working out pretty well.
Nice. If I remember right, that thing is only like not even it's like 4x4. So. That's so interesting. And then some hexayurts over there, and pretty well set. Yeah, I can't imagine anything else, and we have this big empty spot, so that's kind of cool.
Cool.
So we'll be, yeah, I mean, we have abundance of space. We can rearrange. We can be a little crazier with the fire lane if we want to have like a diagonal coming through. Yeah. That might be nice for cars and RVs to come out, in and out.
I'll mock this up in a CAD program. Give us a bit more precision.
Yeah. Are you going to use the same one that we used last year?
Yeah, that's probably fine, right? You guys fine with that?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, LibreCAD. Okay.
Gotta
I'll
love
have
it.
it done in the next couple of days.
Cool. And we'll need to show this to Traverse.
Yeah.
But Traverse gave me like a clear thing. It's like, hey, there's no point in me doing anything until you get me some numbers. And I don't have numbers until
Traverse said that?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
as far as whether or not we do generator or solar.
Gotcha.
And that sort of thing. I'm pretty sure I want to do generator. So we'll see.
When we get the next CAD thing done up quickly, and then work that as a draft and just move from there. This clearly has most of the stuff we'll need, so
yeah,
let's do the dimensions.
Yeah, and also just to note, if we do end up with a fire lane next to the camp, we aren't going to be able to put cars up against the whole thing, I don't think. But oh, that's cool, little hexayurts.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Because there'll definitely need to be a point of ingress for like fire services to get in if we need it. But like I said, as soon as I hear back from placement, I'll let you know.
Okay. Well, cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I
This
think
is starting to look like a layout.
yeah, it's definitely a great starting point. So we'll need more exact counts, and I'm just glad that. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Is there anything else that you guys want to talk about while we're all here?
In regards with the yurts, I was hanging out with Sasha and Joey last week, and yeah, we talked a little bit about yurts. He hasn't ordered them yet, but they have some layout stuff that might work for doing the villas or like doing shared cooling. We can connect them with tunnels. So I'll talk to him in the next like 24 hours, or I'll put together like a layout of some of the yurts under the shade structure. But then we can get an idea of if we want to just do big swamp coolers for like 5 at a time, or even an AC unit to share among 5.
Yeah, well, if you're diving into that, I can give you some updates. That I've been working on that all week. We're still waiting to hear back on the quote, but the initial quote was that we're going to go crazy with ship pods. We're going to go fucking wild. I'm hoping that we can sell some of them and make a small profit. It's a totally non-profit adventure, but I'm hoping can reduce costs for everybody. Like if people rent a ship pod, it's just pure profit to reduce dues for everyone else in the camp.
Well, if you explain it to them like, we want to load these all in a shipping container afterwards, and we can like have it as like a disaster relief kit or something. Like they might be interested in supporting that as like a turnover for like our camp, or like because no matter what, it's gonna be cheaper than yours.
Yeah.
Like
my first math, the first math that I did is that we can rent a mini with a bed and evaporative cooling. And getting it there and all of that jazz for under $1,000. So I'm pretty happy about that.
Yep.
And next year it should be even cheaper because they're getting a brand new mini and we can probably reduce some of these, and a brand new air mattress. So like,
Yeah, I don't know if Kirk is still here. One thing I noticed with mine was I had a little bit of like cloudiness to the shine after like the ply dust kind of makes them less shiny.
Kirk, are you still?
So they might look used after one.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, doing a backward point not too bad. I also noticed the new ones have like the pantry door.
Pantry?
Or sorry, not pantry. Like the whole side zips off, and you can fold it up like an awning. So we have like a huge zipper hole that we can put almost anything, and even like a window shaker would fit in there, and it would probably seal around it pretty nice with the zipper door that it has.
Well, Kirka, can you confirm that the shift pod looks pretty well used after one burn?
So it looks used, but mine was fine. I dusted it off like a month or two ago. All the zippers are fine. Everything just works fine.
Yeah, it just looks a little used, which is fine. It's like a badge of honor to go to the playa. And then for the mini Sturkey, how did you end up doing the venting, like for your ductwork?
I had two 12-foot by 12-foot window or like furnace filters, and those will cover the big windows with tape pretty easily. That I could leave them open all the time.
Wait, 12 inches or 12?
Yeah, 12 inches by 12 inches. It's like a square filter that we can even trim them down to make them or cut them out of a bigger sheet to make them a little better or more cost effective. But yeah, even I used a furnace filter over the backside of my evaporative cooler and blew cool air in, and then there's these really tiny vent holes that are above the big windows that the air just like had movement through it. So it was like pretty comfortable during the day, but I was in the carport as well.
Okay, so you were filtering at the window and then using the window as the inlet. Yeah. Okay, cool. Have you ever used the 6-inch? Did you use 6-inch duct at all with those windows?
I got some 12-inch duct, and like my fan was 12 inches too. If we want to make evaporative coolers out of like 5-gallon pails, and then they just blow right into like a 12-inch tube that goes into the 12-inch window, that works pretty good for the minis, I think.
Yeah.
You need a decent fan though.
I was definitely thinking that we would centralize in economics of scale. I hate to say it, but I mean, I don't know. We're definitely debating. Like Traverse thinks that we should just get like 2 or 3, or sorry, more like have 3 shift pods be connected to a decent evaporative cooler, and then have ducting go like that. I'm leaning more towards what we've already had success with, which is the big guy.
Yeah.
And then actually ducting that to 16 shift pods.
Yeah, like you're not going to be able to go that distance though. Like you could probably do one of those big ones. We'll do like 6, I think, pretty well. Like you almost need to find a smaller version of that if you really want to make it the best. But
I mean, really, you think so? I mean, that dude, you know, I mean, were you hanging out by the 12-inch duct that was like in the cool dome? Like that was kicking.
Yeah, but that's only 2 pipes, and like the long one will go like the distance of 1 shift pod. So you're gonna have like 6 of them will be surrounding the evap cooler, and then you're gonna have more around that again. Because like you can align 6 of them in their own kind of like hexagon shape, and then like the evap coolers in the middle.
Oh man, I was definitely hoping to get some distance with the evap cooler on the outside of the shade structure, and then just put like ducting in, you know.
Well, what you could do is have the one big cooler go to like 2 villas, like so that would cool 10. So that way, yeah, you kind of have like 2 star-shaped ones, and then you're making it a little more distributed. So then you could have 2 evap coolers doing 20 shift pods, or even more than that, 24.
So you're thinking just 20. You're just thinking 12 per evap.
Yeah, well, yeah, like I think what if you put the order in like with some tunnels, we can play around in like Joey's backyard a little bit, and we can see what will work best.
Oh yeah, and so during pre-build, actually, I'm hoping that we'll have like a whole horse field. You know, the place that we stopped at. Did you? You
No.
didn't come down with us. That's right. But Ethan
No.
did. The Ron's house, and we'll have this huge field.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we're going to build a dome because we have 2 new domes this year that we need to build that are totally different. They have like each dome piece is like has a number, and we have to attach them all together. And then we also need to figure out this. This is like a big one. How do we cool the shift pods effectively? So
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, they're pretty airtight otherwise though. Like when I had my fan running, it was like a balloon. Like yeah, you could feel the walls going out, and so it's pretty easy to put a positive pressure on them with like it will cool a lot better than it cools the dome, I think.
yeah, definitely. And we can have like just one of the little windows just a little bit zipped out, you know, and that'll let air out.
Because yeah, if you make it a positive pressure with the evap cooler, you don't have to worry as much about dust coming in. Because like even having like the little windows cracked with no filter on them, there's so much air coming out of them that like
Yeah,
you need a hell of a windstorm for it to really come in.
yeah, exactly. Okay, well, cool guys. I feel like well, does anyone else have any questions on this stuff?
I'm good so far.
I'm good.
I'm good.
It's a good start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks Ethan for taking this on, man.
Thanks, guys, for helping fill that out, and I'll get on a more detailed sketch of this and start on that now.
Awesome.
Cool.
Talk to you later, guys.
Take care, guys.
Bye.
Ciao.